Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hello and welcome today. Today joined by me, Daniel. And I am painting another part of page 9. This is my second round of this round. I've painted it quite a few times, but you can see me just kind of put in the final touches. I last week I kind of did the upper part, and now I'm doing the bottom part. So welcome in everyone, and welcome to this channel. Welcome to me painting. And yeah, today I thought I'd talk about an interesting topic. I thought I'd talk about showing up. Now this is a video that a topic that really was brought up with a video from Adam Duff. So, you know, that's a big shout out to him, a big thanks to him. He had a video, the sacrifices you will make. Special thanks in little brackets there. So you can go, you know, find that video on Adam Duff's channel. I will put a link down in the description to his channel somewhere there, to thank him. Really do appreciate him and his channel. You know, he on that video he mentioned me. He mentioned some really cool artists, and he has amazing videos that I do enjoy listening to, and they have topics that can be very close to, you know, my heart and me, can be very close to some of the situations I've been in as well, and just life in general. Some of those topics he does talk about is really helpful, and you know, recommend it if you know, are a growing artist, illustrator creator, to go listen to his channel because it's really amazing. Anywho, you know, he mentions one thing he does kind of like about, you know, me and my channel, and my art is, you know, one thing is that I show up, you know, and that for me is a really kind of important thing. You know, it just showing up, just like doing the work, and uh, doing the YouTube videos if you're a YouTuber or if you're a creator, just creating, keeping on creating, just showing up to um, do stuff is kind of a really important thing. You know, if you don't show up, you won't get anything done. If you know, don't show up to um, videos, and you know, maybe you have streams, if certain streams that come on, if you don't show up to them, it's not gonna look good. So you know, that's why I say it is kind of important. You know, turning up, I think, is, you know, really important. It shows everyone that, you know, you are very punctual, you can turn up on time, and things like that. um, you know, depending on where you are, you might not see this as much, or a lot of people might not see it. Where you do show up, only you can see it sometimes. So sometimes you gotta keep yourself in check with that. You know, are you showing up? Are you keeping yourself punctual with turning up in the morning to do your illustrations, or to do your learning, or to do your studies? You know, that's really important. You know, it's a big thing, and especially for, you know, future employers, and people you work with, courses, work, anything. It's really important to, you know, just show up and turn up. Um, because, you know, for future employers, it shows them, oh yeah, you can turn up, say at 9 a.m. or something. You can turn up at 9 a.m. He's gonna turn up every day, um, and everything like that. Um, Say for your Twitch, maybe you're a streamer, you know, or a YouTuber or something, and you know, you've said on your channel, or you've said on a certain thing that I'm gonna be streaming every Tuesday, or whatever the days and times are on your whatever you announce. you know, and you announce all that. But if you don't show up, if you just kind of do it and then be like, oh, and then you keep posting, oh, I couldn't make it, I couldn't make it, and you keep doing it, it shows your audience um, that they don't mean too much to you um, in the end. And the same for employers and those things. If you don't turn up to the works site, to the job, it shows that you don't really want to be here. Um, and those kind of things. So if you don't keep yourself creating, it shows you that you're not really interested in doing that. If you can't kind of show up and just do some illustration or drawing or um, do some studies or keep yourself going to course, if you don't show up, then it does no show it shows you that you really aren't too interested in it. It also shows your teachers as well, that kind of thing, that you are obviously not too interested. Now, I know there are things that do come along, like sicknesses and illness, that do get in the way of showing up sometimes, and those things you can't control. And I've had times in the past where I've not been able to do a Tuesday stream because I've been absolutely sick. Um, or I think I might have had one or two chat videos where I was either something came up or I was really ill or something like that, that I had to kind of reschedule a little bit, which can happen, but it doesn't really happen too much. But it happens, and that's the thing. But um, the main thing is that you try at least. In those situations, I've turned up to some streams and some videos where I have been pretty ill, and I've still gone through the chats and made the video. Um, because these people that I've chatted to, I've chatted to Adam Duff in these videos. I've chatted to like Evan and Munson. I've chatted to a lot of different artists, a lot of variety, not just those couple that I mentioned then. Um, but quite a few artists around the world, and yeah, they give up their time to come into um, my channel and be a part of my videos and everything like that. So I don't want to kind of really mess them about anything like that, and I never try. Um, Sometimes communication isn't the best, so sometimes, when the times I'm messaging them to find out when they are best available is not the best time, because, because of our time zones. It's like messaging um, someone at might be my afternoon, or my night time might be like their bedtime, they were in bed. So they don't get my message till the morning, and then they finally reply, so communication both there, but if you have a strong communication, it's really good um, to do that kind of thing, yeah. But yeah, showing up stories, for me, um, I always showed up, and I think, for work, when I was just kind of started working in general work, I couldn't find much. I mean, it was hard to find any job at all, really. And I got into a kind of temping company to start off with. Um, and, after kind of, say, a few kind of months went by, I got jobs pretty much nearly full time um, each week. And it was good at the time. I didn't like it as much because it meant less time painting and creating, but it did mean a little bit more kind of financial stability kind of a things. Um, so yeah, that was kind of good. But I always kind of showed up at the job at the times that they needed me, um, and everything like that. So it was good, and that led to them being like, "Hey, you know." Eventually, I was like, "Oh, I need this time off or something." Like, "Oh yeah, yeah, you have time off." I mean, they said you're the one of the only kind of staff members that do kind of show up all the time, you're really dedicated, and just um, always say yes to a lot of things. So yeah, go for it. And that was great to have. Like every time I needed something, I pretty much got it, and it was awesome to have that. And that eventually led to me using them as a reference, and I'm sure that would have helped to get the job I'm at now. Um, so being punctual and showing up does help to um, show a lot of people that you can do it, you can get the job done, and that's so important. Showing people you can just do it. And also another thing is when before I kind of started course. I was just kind of in a as a young age, just enjoying being me and just enjoying being with friends. I did draw a wee bit, not as much as I'd like, but I was kind of at that mind state of I don't really need to learn much, or I didn't um kind of want to know much. I was just kind of in the phase of, when I get to art school, um, art college at the time, I will, learn everything there. So therefore, I don't really need to learn much at the moment. I just take it easy, and that, um, I think was a downfall because I could have learned so much beforehand. Um, I did learn quite a bit, obviously, and to do a little bit of like playing around and research and learning on my own, but not as much as I'd like to. Um, but yeah, it's you got to not wait for the opportunity to come to you either. You got to push for kind of your opportunity in a way. If I had, you know, pushed myself further, knew that, um, if I knew that it's me going to college wouldn't be the end all of it all. That once I go to college, I will know how to draw completely, know everything. I'll be the master of drawing. If I knew that, then I would have pushed a little bit harder, I think, at the beginning. However, I have gone through a lot since then, since starting college and going through a few art schools and learning a lot through that. I have gone through a lot now, and and that's important too, is to show up to all your classes. Um, for me, I've gone through a lot of classes I didn't like some ones where you had to write essays and those things, but you have to do them to get through the course. Um, and I just did them. Eventually, I got better at them, and it helped. It actually, I think it has helped me got to where I am now. You know, because I can now write stories. Okay, I'm not too bad at writing stories. Um, Now, because I have gone through all that like essay writing, and I read a book at my course, and I got a lot of help writing that. It was really struggling, really hard. I gone from leaving school where, um, you know, my written communication skills were very low. Even, just my communication skills in general were quite low. Um, but I've gone from that to way better now. Because I did all that work. I didn't exactly want to do it, but I showed up. I did it. I did all the essays I needed to, the writing, um, the words, and did the videos. Yeah, and another thing is, yeah, videos. I go into another topic, talking about these videos here, my YouTube channel. With these videos, they have gone a long way. Since starting them, I think when I started, I was very minimal, I guess, talking. I mean, I started where I was painting and talking at the same time. And then I moved into, you know, kind of this recorded stuff and talking over that. And that was, quite challenging to do. And most of the time I'd be like talking a little bit about kind of my process and those kind of things and doing side topics, not knowing what I was talking about, I guess. That led to me, getting an artist and to artists. With those, the questions started out very all over the place. And it did, yeah, just coming in and doing them and doing these videos, keeping on going with them, you know, those help me to slowly progress to get better, and hopefully better. I still feel like I have quite a bit to go. The one thing I was talking about in, I think it was a Tuesday stream I was doing, is that, you know, um, I was trying to get better at not trying to just fill the void. Just fill this with as many words as I can get into this YouTube video. I was trying to think about maybe a bit of silence. There's nothing wrong, with a bit of silence. You listen to someone like Adam Duff, as he's been doing it for, kind of way longer than me. He's done some awesome videos, and he's probably even better at English, well, but communication than I am. But the way he speaks in those, he's not. You can really tell he's not trying to kind of completely fill the void. He knows what he's talking about. He knows the direction of the conversation. You know, he knows those things. And some of these other artists and YouTubers that I do listen to, they, I don't know how many of them have scripts, or anything like that, but they're well prepared and well looked after. Obviously, most of them have been doing it longer than me. Um, Amount of hours they've been doing it as well, or amount of practice they've had as well. There's probably more than me. I only do this once a week, and I get my Tuesday night in as well. But apart from that, I don't do a lot of streaming, probably twice a week. Some of these guys do a little bit more, but some people do less, and they still are way better than me. But yeah, just kind of showing up for your practice. That's a good thing. You may be not on the best level you want to be, um, but that's okay. It's important for. I was in soccer like back in the day. And that was kind of a big thing. Everyone, that showed up to training, you obviously got the positions they wanted in the team. They became a little bit more part of the team and got better at the things they wanted to get better. But those people that didn't turn up, um, yeah, it was sit on the side bench and those kind of things, because they didn't really show up or show enthusiasm that they wanted to be in the team. Um, but yeah, showing up to that practice was vitally kind of important, because it slowly got you better, yeah, as a part of that team and as part of also your abilities in the team. And that's an important thing, is showing up to your practices and your studies. You know, it's important to keep learning and keep creating. You know, for me, I'm still learning, obviously. I am trying as much as I can to keep, some studies going. For me, I'm doing 4 drawings a day. So I'm just kind of drawing 4 things each week, you know, random things. They used to be like based off words, but now I'm just kind of winging it. Uh, but I may bring in the words again next week, possibly, um, to kind of motivate me a little bit more. And I've kept up with it. I've definitely kept up with it. But that has, because I've kept up and I've shown up, I did that, you know, every day, 4 days a week, every week for the last year, and a bit, year and like 5 months or something like that. It has definitely improved my skills because I've just shown up, I did it. Some days are not so good, um, and some days are really good. But because I've done it over and over and over again, I've just shown up, I just did it. I've gone better over time slowly. Same with these YouTube videos. I do one a week, and also I do a Tuesday stream, and I just show up and I just do it. I know they're not good at it. Some of them aren't too great, um, and some of them are actually pretty good, I think. Because it's gotten me to talk to some of these awesome artists, and maybe, the topics we've talked about has been really awesome and fun. It's been a fun experience for me to create those kind of things. So, and it slowly gets me better over time as well. If I didn't do those Tuesday streams, I don't think I would be at this stage with my channel. Slowly growing up to 800 subscribers, even though that's not a really big thing for me. Um, the subscriber count and everything. Um, but I wouldn't be at that stage of making good content. I think that without those kind of Tuesday streams to kind of guide me to learn and just chillax while I'm doing stuff, with the Tuesday streams, I'm just chillaxing and it's just me streaming while I'm painting. I may talk about a subject, I may not. I'm just kind of chillaxing while drawing, but it gives me the opportunity to, if I have something I want to kind of practice saying or get something off my chest, or, you know, play around, having a bit of play around fun is always good. Um, and that's the thing with showing up to your studies, or, maybe you have some sort of art class or art thingy, just showing up can be really good. You may not get much achieved from it, but there's always something. It doesn't matter if it's just a 5 minute drawing that you did, or an hour long full study that you've got there. at least you showed up, you did something, and you took something away from the class, from the study that you have given yourself, the time that you dedicate to doing your things. You showed up to it. You know, that's really important for me to just show up to this. For me, I only get about an hour and a half a night ish. Um, ish, I say. It depends on how things go. If things are all good, you know, the family is all good, um, kind of my daughter's in bed and everything like that, usually it's roughly about 8 o'clock by the time I'm sitting down on my computer. Um, but, you know, that can stretch out to about 8:15-ish, usually. 8:30 at the latest, you know, if things are a bit pushed out a little bit more. Um, yeah, if it's a really, really good night, which doesn't happen often, I can start at 7:30. I used to be all the time at 7:30, but now it's a little bit later. But yeah, I only get my hour and a half in, ish a night, and that, you know, just showing up to that is really important because if I didn't kind of show up to that and paint, um, I wouldn't get anything done, kind of thing. So if I just show up to that and get my painting done within that time, as much as I can do within that time, I wouldn't have this video right now. You know, I've been lucky in the last week. I've had a couple of days off work. Um, so I've used that time to both paint this video as well as I've got some weekly tips that I've got going on where I do a kind of topic each week. I talk about a some sort of topic. Usually I'm drawing something and I talk about that drawing, my process with those drawings, um, of that animal, different features that that animal have and that kind of thing. I've done many topics in the past though, you know, general drawing things, general kind of Photoshop knowledge, general other softwares that I've talked about, you know, how to use some other softwares that I've talked about, and you know, the tools in Photoshop. Yeah, so I've done quite a few, but lately I've just been doing animals and just drawing through different animals, which has been good. And I've produced an extra video for that, so you know, if I keep it up, if I this weekend you show up and do that painting, keep doing that drawing, I shall have 2 weeks worth of video there so that I slowly gonna be a week ahead so that that will, you know, push these videos as well because that would mean I wouldn't have as much time to do those weekly tips and that means I'll get more time to actually get to paint these. Yeah. Um, you know, for me, I feel like getting started on things is more harder than, you know, keeping on working on it, and those kind of things. Unless, you know, it's a long period of time, you know, you've been painting for 3 or 4 hours and you're just getting exhausted or you just, um, you know, really itching to go get something to eat or something like that. But it is, you know, it is harder to get started on something. And I think that is something about it, about, you know, showing up that is important. If you just kind of show up to do your work, and you kind of push yourself a little bit to do it, and then, you know, it's easier to keep going on it. You know, I've had that where, you know, I was like just one afternoon or something, I'm just like eager to game. But I was like, oh no, I'll start on this because I really kind of need to get this video out of the way and done before, Thursday, Friday or whatever. Um, so I just started on it. I just did it. I just started and did that little bit of that painting, and about an hour and a half later, I'm like, oh, what happened? Where'd the time go? I was supposed to play a game. It's like, oh, okay. Oh well, I'll do it another night. I've done what I've done. I needed to do that, So sometimes you can be like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna start this, and you end up finishing it. I don't think it was at a finishing state what I was doing. Um, it's like painting one of these pages, but I needed to get it to a certain point. Because at the moment I've broken these paintings up into three parts. Because that's the way I'm keeping up with it at the moment. I'd like to, with some of these paintings, I would have liked to just have two parts there. Um, but because, I'm getting to kind of the two parts, and I'm still noticing a little bit of changes that I want to fix up. Um, it definitely has pushed for that part three per se, and yeah, I've needed the time. Yeah, awesome. Um, yeah, it's been awesome doing this channel, and I do appreciate anyone that does tune in and come in to watch these videos. It's really awesome. It's been great having that shout out from Adam Duff, um, because it has kind of skyrocketed my channel to a point, obviously, which has been awesome to see. As soon as that video kind of came out, I didn't really know what was going on. I was like, oh, he's got a new video out, and I was like, okay. And then I got a few comments on my videos, and I was like, okay, this is odd. I don't usually get much attention at all. Or any comments like this. And it kept on coming, it kept on getting more and more. It's like, okay, there's something going on here. And, someone said that, yeah, he did comment in one of his videos. I watched the video and I was just kind of gobsmacked, and I was like, oh my god. And it has made my channel gone from um, kind of 3 views a day to now 30 views a day, which is amazing in my eyes, and I'm like so thankful for that. Um, and yeah, it's not just him that's done that. I believe, I don't think it's just that he's shouting me out that has occurred, with some of the people that are commenting at the moment. I've had one or two where I've done kind of what are they called? a video topic because they've mentioned it. In one of the comments, I've made a video about it. I've had one or two, so doing those. But without that kind of, I've had a decent body of work there on my channel. If he just kind of shouted out my channel or something like that, if I had no kind of videos there, the body of videos that I have in my collection, I don't think many people would have came. So showing up and doing that and creating these videos is important, for me, because I get a variety of topics out of it, that I talk about. I've in the last few weeks, I have, with the weekly tips, I've talked about um, spiders. I've talked about um, lizards as well. I think this week was lizards. Um, quite a few topics that I've talked about with the weekly videos. I've talked about I think uh, quite a few interesting stories there in here with artists that I've talked with. It's just awesome to do. I really do enjoy it. And it has definitely given me back tenfold. Whether it's, for some people, obviously that is money or something like that, giving things back from um, the things they put in. Some people are like, they put in time and effort and everything, and they want money out of it, kind of a thing. Um, for me, I'm not exactly, doing it for that reason. I get a little bit more out of it. It would be nice to get some money out of it, obviously. Um, and I do have a Patreon at the moment, supporting this channel. So that's awesome. But for me, I get out, chats with artists. I get out a certain topics that I draw and learn. I'm learning about velvet spiders. I talk to Rachel Walpole, but knowing the best of it all, knowing, 3D and knowing certain different things. I talked to Brandon there. Um, I've talked to about how to stay productive. Drawing a deer head, I don't think before doing those kind of studies, I'd been that good at drawing that kind of thing. But, I've also tackled different things like frog feet and antlers as well, which has been great to do to break those down a little bit more because I can do quite a bit with, this channel and these videos. That it does give me another learning thing as well. It keeps me growing as well. So it does give me a little bit more kind of push. If I didn't have this channel, I wouldn't have drawn velvet spiders. I wouldn't have drawn um, a frog in those many poses, or I wouldn't have, talked about those topics about to say productive, or I wouldn't have talked to these artists. I wouldn't have even talked to Adam Duff and met Adam Duff, um, without this channel. And I don't think as well, um, I would have, you know, gotten as far as this book as I have now. I feel like I would have kind of maybe canned it. I might have not be as far as I am today. I might have, only did a few pages and kind of been all over the place. As this, I could have had so many different projects that I was working on or something like that. Um, you know, so it's definitely, gives me back. It gives me um tenfold back. So, another thanks to YouTube, kind of this YouTube channel in itself, that it does give me back, which is awesome. And yeah, huge shout out to Adam as well. Um, but yeah, showing up, um, is definitely a really important thing. Employers see it, um, your audience sees it as well. If you don't post for a certain time of the day that you usually post, um, your audience will know because they follow you so dedicatedly sometimes. If you do a stream every Tuesday, just in my case, and people want to see that stream every Tuesday, it's like running one of your favorite shows. They're gonna want to to see it every Tuesday. If it's not there, they're gonna be, hey, why isn't my show on? And they'll probably contact the network and be like, why isn't my show on? You know, that it could get to that extreme, or they'll contact you and be like, why aren't you streaming? Um, so just showing up is kind of important. Um, Especially if you say you're going to show up. If you say that, oh, I'm going to do an hour and a half a night of studies, or I'm in the morning, I'm going to be doing 30 minutes of drawing humans, or whatever you want to get better at for 30 minutes in the morning. Um, if you don't show up to that, you're not going to get any better. If you don't do it, just do it. I've done that at a certain period where for I think I did for a couple months. At the end of my day, about 8:30, I'd be painting humans, human anatomy, just poses. And I did that, every night, over the course of like 4 or 5 months. I think, some days, and this thing too, if you don't show up for one, um, you know, it slightly kind of gets easier not to show up for the next time, because it's like, oh, you've already disappointed yourself. What's another disappointment? Sometimes it's like that, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, I did show up, and it, I stopped doing it a little bit because it was again a little bit struggling, because by the end of the day, I still had things to do. Um, and it was really, really hectic at the time. I still, though, do those kind of things every now and again. I um, do some studies and just draw random stuff. Maybe it's when I'm kind of finished for the day. Um, but I do them when I can. And yeah, I've gone through different things. I've gone through ones where I was drawing a single drawing every day, pretty much, at least doing that every day, and then like doing the four drawings a day, 4 drawings a week. Um, so many different ways that I've gone through these things. And yeah, it is whether they are actually giving back as well is what keeps me doing it again and again. But yeah, if I didn't do that half an hour a night for whatever the period, and every now and I'll go back to it. Maybe it might be that every night's a bit too much, so I might do 2 or 3 days, 3 nights a week. I'd break it down and make it a little bit more manageable as well, for me. Awesome. Um, well, thanks for showing up to this video. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. There's been me painting page 9, while I've been talking about showing up. And yeah, huge thanks goes to Adam Duff, and huge thanks goes to all you audience people out there as well. I really do appreciate anyone that does watch this video. Awesome. So keep creating everyone, keep drawing, and see you in the next video.